State. And the Cinderella team of the tournament, the number 6 seed, Bellevue, Nebraska, as Bellevue has battled back after an opening round loss to Valley City to win 4 straight elimination games to get to today's championship matchup. We've got a timeout, a 2-minute break, then we'll be back to take a look at our just-in-glass starting lineups for the Bruins and the Blue Hawks. Championship Sunday from Frontier Conference Softball. We're back in 2 minutes.
Are you ready for summer fun and adventure? Spend an exciting time at Badlands Ministries just south of Medora, where you'll grow in faith and have the time of your life. For over 90 years, Badlands Ministries has provided a safe place for people of all ages and denominations to experience Christ's love. Take a leap of faith and enjoy the many activities from ropes courses, fun Bible studies, crazy games, hiking, swimming, campfires, songs, skits, and more. Call or go to badlandsministries.org. See you at camp.
You have big dreams for your community. At Bravera, so do we. Giving back more than $1 million locally each year. It's something bigger than time and money. We give heart. Wearing bright yellow and lending a hand. It's not just giving back.
Watch your step.
It's building forward.
Nice and easy.
With local sponsorships and decision making, the impact is felt everywhere. It's who we are. Bravera. Let's forge ahead together.
Have you ever left home wondering if you locked the front door or closed the garage door? Did you forget to turn out the lights or lower the thermostat? Who's watching and protecting your home when you're away? Consolidated Home Security and Automation can take care of the little things so you don't have to. With 24/7 monitoring backed by local techs and support, Consolidated has you covered. Call 483-4000. Convenience, comfort, and control in one app. Total peace of mind.
Banking is some of the most important things in your life, and banking at the right bank is very important. We're really proud of our bank because we have great people, and our people are what make our bank go. We always want to treat our customers right and do the best job we can for them, and try to do things to help make our communities better.
Need a new car? Well, Dan is your man.
What do you mean I'm your man?
Well, you're the one that came up with the idea of free car washes for life.
That was a great idea. Look, here comes another one.
Da-da-da! Crime fighters to the rescue! Buy any vehicle from Dan Porter Motors and enjoy free car washes for life. Gonna need more bubbles.
Wait a second. Who's Bubbles?
Dan Porter Motors, baby approved, grown up guaranteed.
Looks like we're going to get started a few minutes early, as right now we're 5 minutes before 12, scheduled for a 12 noon start. But hey, if we get started a few minutes early, that's fine. That means we'll take our Just-In Glass and Coca-Cola break, and we'll be back with our starting lineups brought to you by Just-In Glass and the first pitch right after this from Just-In Glass and Coca-Cola.
Leading off for the Bruins, number 9, Caitlin Fisher. Now batting number 6, Mariah Underside.
Well, we're 2 pitches in. The first pitch was to Leadoff batter Caitlin Fisher, she flew out to left field as Vienna Meyer able to make the catch. Caitlin Fisher leading off at the shortstop position. Mariah Undrazat, the starting pitcher in the box, 1-0 the count to her, 2-0. Marguerite Brown behind the plate bats third. Danny Ramirez, the designated player, the cleanup hitter. Bree McMurtry at first base bats fifth. Leslie Egan in right field bats sixth. Here's the 2-0 delivery from Ava Yonner, 3-0. Miranda Garcia in center. Savannah Short at third and Emma Crispin at second. The bottom third of the order for Bellevue. Layla Fiskus, the flex player, starting in left field. Here's the 3-0 delivery. That's in there for a called strike. Ava Yonner getting the start. Yonner on the season, 10-2, 3.66 ERA, 43 strikeouts, 24 walks, and 72 2/3 innings. Here's the 3-1 delivery to Underverzat. Fouls that one off. And the count goes full now to Underverzat. Underverzat has played in all 53, now 54 games, hitting at .345 coming into today. Here's the full count delivery to the Bruins starting pitcher. Little hopper Stevenson can't come up with it. And up the middle, it's a base hit for Underverzat. So a one-out single on the full count pitch to Underverzat. Dickinson State defensively, Vienna Meyer in left, Izzy Kelly in center, Jessa Dugan in right, Kylie Hubby at third, Stockton Stevenson at short, Selena Wilharm is at second, and Allie Farrington at first. Brooke Lejeski behind the plate, and Ava Yonner getting the start in the circle. Brown takes that pitch low and inside for a ball, 1-0 the count. Temperatures in the upper 60s, but a pretty good breeze blowing out towards left field at that 20 to 30 mile per hour range and in mostly sunny skies. Here's the 1-0 delivery, check swing foul. Evens the count up at 1-1. Danny Ramirez, the designated player, on deck for the Bruins. Bellevue lost their opening game in walk-off fashion in 8 innings to Valley City State, 6-5. Came back and beat Mayville State 5-3. Top Bismarck State 8-4. Shut out Valley City 3-0. And beat the number 2 seed Providence 7-3 to get to today's championship game. That one's fouled back to the net, 1-2. So Bellevue, the number 6 seed, has fought off 4 straight elimination games, winning 2 on Friday, 2 on Saturday, and now trying to pick up a pair of wins to win the conference title today. Here's the 1-2 delivery, little slow roller to Hubby. She'll go to second and got the force out. So Underverzat put out 5-4, and Brown will reach on the fielder's choice.
Now batting number 4, Danny Ramirez.
Of course, Bellevue baseball also in action here in Dickinson, as they're on the south side of Dickinson, taking on Valley City State in the conference championship game. Of course, Bellevue lost to Valley City in the winner's bracket on Friday, as the first pitch to Ramirez on the outside corner, 0-1. At last check, Valley City had taken the lead over Bellevue 6-5, and they were heading to the top half of the 4th inning. So Bellevue softball, Bellevue baseball both need 2 wins today to capture the conference title, as that one low and away for a ball. Of course, baseball ranked number 2 in the nation, so they know they'll be moving on in the national tournament. Here is the 1-1 delivery to Ramirez. Caught the outside corner, 1-2. Bree McMurtry, the first baseman, on deck for Bellevue. 2 down and a runner at first, and the count 1-2 to Ramirez, a designated player for Bellevue. Here's the 1-2 delivery. Pop up, right side, just fair inside the line, and that'll be an extra base hit. They'll hold the runner at third. So Ramirez just dropped it. That was maybe a foot and a half, if that, inside the line. So a 2-out double for Ramirez, and the Bruins with runners at first, or make it second and third with 2 outs for Bree McMurtry. McMurtry, 304 batter on the season. Here's the first pitch from Yonner. That's in there for a called strike. So the Bruins looking to get on the board here early with runners at second and third and 2 down. 0-1 the count to the first baseman for Bellevue. Abe Yonner, the Dickinson native, dots the outside corner, 0-2. This umpire has a delayed signal, so we got to remember to wait for the call and not make the call for him. So 0-2 the count now to McMurtry. Up and away for a ball, 1-2 the count. Leslie Egan, the right fielder, on deck for Bellevue. And the count now 1-2 to McMurtry. Brown, the runner at third. Ramirez, the runner at second. Here's the 1-2 delivery. Fly ball, deep left field, going back and gone. A 3-run homer for Bree McMurtry. And for the third game in a row, the Blue Hawks fall behind early. As a 3-run shot by McMurtry. And what they do, the Blue Hawks are going off the field. See if we can get the home plate umpire coming out and talking to Coach Simoneau. Okay, only 1 run will come in to score, so obviously the second runner must have missed home plate, so it'll be 1 run on 3 base hits. There were no errors, and nobody left aboard. So we'll get that sorted out when we come back after a half inning of play on the CHI St. Alexius Health scoreboard. It is Bellevue 1, Dickinson State 0. We're back in a minute.
Boy Toys.
And as we suspected, somebody missed a base. It was Danny Ramirez, the second runner, didn't touch home plate. The Blue Hawks appealed, and so the second and third runs are taken off the board. So rather than being behind 3-0, Dickinson State down 1-0. Stockton Stevenson will lead off for the Hawks. Takes the first pitch from Unverzat for a called strike. It's Stockton Stevenson, Selena Wilharm, Brooke Lejeski at the top, Kylie Hubby, Octavia Meyer, Vienna Meyer in the middle. The bottom of the order, Allie Farrington, Izzy Kelly, and Jessa Dugan. Bunt right back to Unverzat. She'll throw over to first, and it is a 1-4 putout of Stevenson. Bellevue out on the field. Fiskus in left, Garcia in center, Egan in right. Short, Fisher, Chrisman, and McMurtry from third to first. Brown behind the plate. And Maria Unverzat on the season, 8-9, 3.78 ERA, exactly 100 innings coming into today, 63 strikeouts, 25 walks. First pitch taken for a strike by Selena Wilharm at second base for Dickinson State. Wilharm, 384 hitter on the season. Here's the 0-1 delivery. Bounding ball to the shortstop, Fisher. Long throw over, 6-3 the put out. So quickly 4 pitches, 2 outs, and that'll bring up Brooke Lejeski, the conference player of the year and the hero from yesterday, who hit a 2-run double the other way in the bottom of the 7th to give the Hawks the 8-7 victory over Providence. and move into this championship game. Bounding ball, third base, short, over to first, and it's a 5-3 putout. So 3 straight groundouts in a 7-pitch first inning as the Hawks go 3 up, 3 down on the CHI St. Alexius Health scoreboard. 1 inning in the book. It's Bellevue 1, Dickinson State nothing. Back with more on KDIX Consolidated and the Frontier Conference YouTube page in a minute.
At Infinity Real Estate Group, we go to great lengths to find the answers to most any questions our clients may have. We strive to do our best to personalize your buying or selling experience with firsthand knowledge.
I really love Dickinson. How is the weather here in North Dakota?
You know what? It's amazing. We can have all 4 seasons in 1 week. When it's time to choose the team to represent you with all your real estate needs, choose Infinity Real Estate Group. Experience the Infinity way.
Infinity Real Estate Group.
As your local Touchstone Energy Cooperative, we wear many hats. We take pride in serving our members and our community by going the extra mile in everything we do. Because we not only work here, we live here.
Well, Leslie Egan leading off, a little pop-up right to Hubby in front of the third base bag. F5, 1 pitch, 1 out. So the second straight inning. The leadoff hitter of the inning has made it out on the first pitch. That'll bring up Miranda Garcia, the center fielder. Garcia, a .259 hitter. And Ava Yonner back to the rubber. Here's the pitch to Garcia. That's low for a ball, 1-0 the count. 1-0 our score. Bellevue had 2 runs taken off as Danny Ramirez missed home plate following the home run by Bree McMurtry. And the Blue Hawks appealed and got the appeal as that pitch in there for a called strike, 1-1. So the Hawks with a break in the first rather than being behind 3-0, they're down 1-0. On a windy Sunday afternoon here in Dickinson. Of course, 4 conference champions will be crowned today in the Queen City as that pitch missed low for a ball, 2-1. Here was softball on the south side with baseball, and just over the berm at the Bijou Activity Center, the Frontier Conference track and field meet going on with day 2 competition. Here's the 2-1 delivery to Garcia. Swung on and missed. Evens the count up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. So lots of activity here in the Dickinson for the Frontier Conference. As the count 2-2 to Garcia with 1 down here in the second. Pop up, foul, and out of play, and the count goes full, 3-2. Savannah Short on deck. Temperature in the upper 60s. Mostly sunny skies, but that breeze blowing a holy gale out towards left as that one's fouled up the third baseline. The flag's out in left center field, standing straight out, blowing out towards left. So the count remains full to Garcia with 1 down here in the second for Bellevue. Just missed the inside corner. Now the count is full. That was a 2-2 delivery. Yonner just missed the inside corner. Now it's 3-2. Yonner with the delivery. Bounding ball. Stevenson, the shortstop, fields long throw over, and it's off base as Farrington came off the bag. And it's an E6 allowing Garcia to reach. Stevenson's throw was a little bit high, and Farrington couldn't keep the foot on the bag. So Garcia reaches on the error, and that'll bring up Savannah Short. Short takes that pitch on the outside corner for a called strike, 0-1. Emma Crispin, the second baseman on deck for the Bruins. They lead it 1-0. So we play here in the top of 2. Yonner with the 0-1 delivery. Make it 0-2. Of course, Dickinson State, the regular season champs, only need 1 win. Bellevue needs to win twice this afternoon to capture the crown. Here's the 0-2 delivery. It's high for a ball. Of course, Bellevue baseball also needing 2 wins this afternoon. Last check, they were trailing 6-5. That game now in the top of the 6th inning on the south side of Dickinson. Pitch missed away for a ball. And the count goes to 2-2. Here's the delivery. There's a line drive. That's going to dump in for a base hit. And hustling over to third will be Garcia. And another threat here for Bellevue with Savannah Short singling to center field. Already the 4th hit of the game for Bellevue. And runners on the corners for Emma Christman, the second baseman. Dickinson State about halfway up the middle, playing in on the corners. And there's a fly ball left field, and that should get the run in. And yes, it does. So it's a sacrifice fly, and Garcia will come in to score, and Christman will get the RBI. So the Bruins adding a run on the sacrifice fly, making it 2-0. Back to the top of the order, Caitlin Fisher flew out to left field on the first pitch of the ball game. Bounding ball, Stevenson flips it over to second, and the fielder's choice will close out the inning. And not before the Bruins come up with 1 run on 1 base hit. There was 1 Dickinson error and 1 runner left aboard. After an inning and a half on the CHI St. Alexius Health scoreboard, it's Bellevue 2, Dickinson State nothing. Back with more from Bravera Field in 1 minute.
The Hub in North Dickinson is more than your ordinary convenience store. From Godfather's Pizza and the Hub Cafe to gourmet coffee, tea, and more. Stop by early for breakfast or grab something to go. We carry a variety of donuts that we make fresh every day. If your vehicle is dirty, we now have a state-of-the-art car wash at both locations. Stop in and see what we have to offer at the Hub located on North Highway 22 or the Hub West Dakota Oil on East Villard in Dickinson. We're changing the way people think about the convenience store industry.
Now batting for Bulldogs, number 8, Kylie Hubby.
Serving western North Dakota for over 8 years. Veteran-owned local company, Joe's Auto, 81 22nd Street East, or call 483-2777.
Well, Kylie Hubby on the first pitch of the inning grounds out to shortstop Fisher. She bobbled it, but had time, and it's a 6th-rate putout. So quickly, the Blue Hawks have had their first 4 batters retired, and that'll bring Octavia Meyer to the plate, the designated player. Octavia hitting at .352. Bounding ball, foul at the first baseline, so the Blue Hawks attacking early in the count against Mariah Unverzat. And the count 0-1 to Octavia Meyer. Blue Hawks 39-12, Bellevue 25-28. That pitch missed away for a ball, evens the count at 1-1. Dickinson State on a 23-game winning streak. About a month ago, they were 16-12. And now they're 39-12. Here's the 1-1 delivery, a little looper, and the shortstop Fisher makes the catch right by the second base bag. So quickly 2 up, 2 down, and that'll bring up Vienna Meyer, the left fielder for Dickinson State. She hits at .372. So Unverzat has not thrown a lot of pitches here early on. There's a line drive that'll dump in for a base hit. Gets behind the center fielder, and hustling into second with a 2-out double is Vienna Meyer. And the first base hit for Dickinson State. And again, early in the count, first pitch, a double to center. And that'll bring up Allie Farrington, the first baseman. 2-0, Bellevue leads it as we play here in the bottom of the second inning. 1 run in the first, 1 in the second for Bellevue. Pitch up and in for a ball to Farrington with Izzy Kelly now on deck. Farrington, a .333 batter. Here's the pitch. Inside corner, evens the count up at 1 ball and 1 strike. So Vienna Meyer at second with 2 down, timeout, as Chrisman, the second baseman, had to tie her shoe. Now we're set to go. Count 1-1 to Farrington. Unverzat in the circle. Ground ball sneaks in through the first base bag, and hustling in with another double is Farrington, and the Hawks on the board with back-to-back 2-out doubles by Vienna Meyer and Allie Farrington. And that'll bring up Izzy Kelly. I mean, that one snuck in the first base bag for Farrington, and she's got a 2-out double and an RBI. And Izzy Kelly, the left fielder, comes to the plate. Kelly, a .300 hitter coming into today. Pitch missed away for a ball. Coach Kristen Fleury is pretty much stuck with this batting order throughout the tournament. That pitch comes up and in for a ball. Stevenson, Wilharm, Lejeski, and Hubby have played in every game this year, started every game this year. Here's the 2-0 delivery to Kelly, swing and a miss on that low pitch. And the count 2-1. Jessa Dugan on deck for Dickinson State. 2-1 the count to Kelly. Swing and a miss on another low pitch. And the count even at 2-2. 2-1 our score. Bellevue with the lead. Kelly with the foul tip. And Brown will retrieve the ball, get it back to Unverzat. And 2 balls, 2 strikes, and a swing and a miss and a big strikeout. Another low pitch as Kelly goes out on strikes. So 1 run on 2 base hits. There were no errors and 1 runner left aboard. We're through 2 complete on the CHI St. Alexius House scoreboard. It's Bellevue 2, Dickinson State 1. Back with more from Bravera Field in a minute.
Saving money feels impossible when you're young, but Western Cooperative Credit Union is here to help. Our CU Succeed program gives you monthly interest payments, free checking, easy and secure online banking, and a 1% discount on a one-time loan. Plus, earn cash for being on the honor roll with our Good Grades program. Get started today at WCCU.org, Western Cooperative Credit Union. Join the herd. Visit us today. Federally insured by NCUA.
West Dakota Oil and Fitterer Oil Company proudly offers products and services that help fuel our customers' lives with clean-burning propane and bulk fuel and convenient on-site delivery with premium farm and road fuels. We provide energy where and when you need it most, with locations throughout Southwest North Dakota. West Dakota Oil and Fitterer Oil Company. Locally owned, locally strong. The products you need with the service you deserve.
Well, Mariah Unverzat leading off here in the third. She singled in the first. Takes a strike, 0-1 the count. Unverzat, the starting pitcher for Bellevue. Here's the 0-1 delivery from Yonner. It's up and away for a ball, 1-1 the count. Unverzat, Brown, and Ramirez here in the third for Bellevue. They lead it 2-1. Yonner set with the 1-1 delivery. A little bit up for a ball, 2-1 the count. Yonner set to go with the 2-1 delivery to Unverzat. There's a little looper. That's a base hit. So back-to-back singles for Mariah Unverzat. And the leadoff hitter on for the first time for Bellevue. Update for you from baseball. Valley City State leading Bellevue 6-5 as they play in the bottom half of inning number 6. So Coach Monlux and the Bruins baseball team has some work to do. Of course, they have to win twice just like the softball team does. That one up and away for a ball to Brown. Brown reached on a fielder's choice. Came around to score the first run of the ball game. Here's the 1-0 delivery with Unverzat, the runner at first. She takes off, throw down, not in time. So it's a stolen base for Unverzat. And the count goes to 2-0 to Brown. So an RBI opportunity for the left-handed hitting catcher for Bellevue. That pitch missed for a ball, 3-0 the count. Nobody out, runner at second for Bellevue. And it's a 4-pitch walk to put Brown on. So runners at first and second with nobody out. And Danny Ramirez, the designated player, on deck, or up to the plate, excuse me. So first and second and nobody out, and it's a bunt foul by Ramirez. 0-1 the count. Ramirez doubled, and she was the player that missed home plate on that home run by Bree McMurtry that took 2 runs off the board. Here's the 0-1 delivery. She's swinging away, slow roller to Stevenson. She has just one play, that's over to first. So just as good as a sacrifice bunt was the ground out for the first out. As Brown goes to second, Unverzat went to third, and Bree McMurtry to the plate. And we're going to have a visit to the mound as runners at second and third and one down. Give you an update from baseball. They head to the top of the 6th. Bellevue batting, still trailing 6-5 to Valley City State. Of course, the Vikings were the team that beat Bellevue on Friday to send them into the elimination round yesterday. Conference on the mound wrapped up. Runners at second and third with one down. Middle infielders playing about halfway. Corner infielders playing just a step in front of the bases. First pitch high for a ball to McMurtry. Pitch low and away for a ball, so Avi Yonner struggling a bit with her control as we play here in the third. That pitch missed for a ball, 3-0 the count. Of course, Yonner has already walked one in this inning, and now she's walked 2, both of them on 4 pitches. That'll bring up Leslie Egan, who popped out to third, her first time up. So the bases are loaded for Bellevue here in the third. And Leslie Egan to the plate. Egan popped out to third, her first time up. Egan, 262 coming into today. That pitch in there for a called strike to Egan. One out for Bellevue with the bases loaded. Yonner with the 0-1 delivery. Check swing foul. And Egan on a hole 0-2. Infield playing in. Stevenson maybe about halfway, but I think she's kind of stepped in as the pitch comes. That pitch up and away for a ball. 1-2 the count. 2-1, Bellevue leads it as we play here in the top of the third inning. Of course, Dickinson State has had to come back from behind in the last two games as that one missed 2-1, or 2-2, excuse me. Yesterday, had a walk-off win with a 2-run double by Lejeski in the bottom of the seventh against Bismarck State on Friday. Fell behind 5-0 early in a big swing and a miss by Egan and a big strikeout for Ava Yonner for out number 2. Against Bismarck State, the Mystics scored 5 runs in the first, then Dickinson State rattled off 8 unanswered and won it 10-6. So they've dealt with some adversity in this tournament. Slow roller, Stevenson will take it herself, and it's a fielder's choice, and Yonner works around the 2 walks and the single. So no runs on a base hit. There were no errors, and there were 3 runners left on base. After 2.5 on the CHI St. Alexius Health scoreboard, Bellevue 2, Dickinson State 1, back in 1 minute.
Are you ready for summer fun and adventure? Spend an exciting time at Badlands Ministries just south of Medora, where you'll grow in faith and have the time of your life. For over 90 years, Badlands Ministries has provided a safe place for people of all ages and denominations to experience Christ's love. Take a leap of faith and enjoy the many activities from ropes courses, fun Bible studies, crazy games, hiking, swimming, campfires, songs, skits, and more. Call or go to badlandsministries.org. See you at camp.
You have big dreams for your community. At Bravera, so do we. Giving back more than $1 million locally each year. It's something bigger than time and money. We give heart. Wearing bright yellow and lending a hand. It's not just giving back.
Watch your step.
It's building forward.
Nice and easy.
With local sponsorships and decision making, the impact is felt everywhere. It's who we are. Bravera. Let's forge ahead together.
Dugan, Stevenson, and Wilharm. Bellevue leads it 2-1. Dugan, the right fielder, hitting at .323. First pitch by Unverzat, swung on, driven to the right side, and almost in her tracks is Egan. So Dickinson State again attacking early in the count. Back to the top of the order, Stockton Stevenson. She bounced back to the pitcher to lead off the ball game for Dickinson State. Stevenson, .396 hitter, took that pitch inside for a ball. 1-0 the count. Bellevue with a run in the first and a run in the second. Dickinson State with 1 run in the second. A bunt. And Unverzat will field it, and Stevenson beats it out. So Stevenson with the bunt single. Wasn't a real great bunt, but got a good hop. And Unverzat threw over to first, but Stevenson beat it out. The 67th hit of the season for Stevenson as that pitch high for a ball to Wilharm. Be interesting to see how many of those hits Stevenson has had this season that are either bunt singles or just infield singles. She's got outstanding speed. Bouncing ball to third. Only one play. That's over to first. Short thought about going to second, but decided I'll take the sure out at first. So 5-3, Wilharm out for out number 2, and Stevenson now at second base for Brooke Lejeski, the hero yesterday, with a 2-run double in the bottom of the 7th. That pitch missed for a ball, 1-0 the count. Lejeski's had a quiet tournament other than that 2-run double yesterday. She does have a solo home run. That one's fouled. Evens the count up at 1-1. I believe she had their solo home run in the first round 5-inning win over Dakota State. 1-1 the count to Lejeski, with Stevenson the runner at second. Fly ball, that's going to drop in. Here comes Stevenson, and it's an RBI single for Lejeski to tie things up. So Lejeski with a 1-out, or make it a 2-route RBI single. And we're all even at 2-2. And Kylie Hubby to the plate. So a single, a ground out, and a single in Dickinson State on the board for the second time. That pitch, good pitch to Hubby. Called strike, 0-1 the count. Here's the 0-1 delivery to Hubby. Just missed the outside corner, 1-1. From baseball, top of the 7th. Bellevue trailing 6-5, but they've got runners at first and second with 2 down. Here's the 1-1 pitch. That one in there for a called strike, 1-2 the count. And now Bellevue has just taken the lead. It's 7-6. That one low and away. 2-2 the count. Here it's 2-2. As Bellevue has scored a couple of runs in the top of the 7th, still batting with 2 outs and leading 7-6. High pop-up, foul territory, and that's going to get out of play. Here Bellevue and Dickinson State all even at 2-2. Of course, both Bellevue teams need to win twice this afternoon to capture the conference championships. Here's the 2-2 delivery to Hubby, and let's see. That pitch missed for a ball. I think it skipped and then hit the batter and bounced away, so it's a ball, and the count will go full, 3-2. There's a drive down the left field line. That's going to dump in for extra bases. Lejeski will be held up at second, and it's a double for Kylie Hubby. Just slipped that one down the left field line, and that puts runners at second and third for Octavia Meyer. Octavia popped out to short her first time up, so the Hawks with a chance to take the lead for the first time with Lejeski the runner at third and Hubby the runner at second. That pitch in there for a called strike to Octavia Meyer, the designated player. So the Hawks have tied it, now looking to take their first lead of the afternoon. Here's the 0-1 delivery to Octavia Meyer, bounding ball to second, flips it over to first, and that will end the threat. 4-3 the putout, but not before Dickinson State ties it up on 1 run with 3 base hits. There were no errors, and there were 2 runners left on base. We're through 3 complete on the CHI St. Alexius Health scoreboard. We're all even. Dickinson State 2, Bellevue 2, back for the 4th in a minute.
At Consolidated, we believe that neighbors serving neighbors is what it's all about. Now, when you partner with us, we'll give you up to $150 bill credit for every neighbor or friend you refer to Consolidated. Receive a $50 credit for 1 service, a $100 credit for 2, even $150 for all 3 services. Choose from internet, telephone, or cable TV. Plus, there's no limit on referrals. Get to know your neighbor and earn $150 in bill credit. Find out more at consolidatednd.com.
The dictionary defines community as a group of people living in the same place or sharing common goals. Community is the largest part of our name, and we make it the largest part of our business. We support our local schools, organizations, youth programs, and local events from Bowman to Bismarck because we all share a common goal to better the quality of life in our communities. Come bank with us at Dakota Community Bank and Trust, your real community bank.
Lead 8-6 over Valley City State, still batting in the top of the 7th. Here we head to the top of the 4th. Savannah Short, Emma Chrisman, and Caitlin Fisher to face Ava Yonner. That pitch in there for a called strike to Short. Short singled in the second inning. Here is the 0-1 delivery. Bounding ball back up the middle, just shoots it through the middle. And Short now 2 for 2. She's got 2 singles, and Mariah Unverzad has 2 singles. And that'll bring up Emma Chrisman. Chrisman with a sacrifice fly RBI. So for the second inning in a row, Bellevue has their leadoff hitter aboard. Here's the pitch to Chrisman, gets the bunt down, right back to Yonner. She'll go to first, and it's a 1-4 putout. So Chrisman back-to-back with sacrifice. First a fly, now a bunt. And the go-ahead run now at second base with Caitlin Fisher to the plate. We're going to get a courtesy runner coming in. Lindsey Dressman will run for Short. And I would suspect that Short will re-enter. So Lindsey Dressman running for Short here in the 4th. That pitch skips up there, gets away from Lejeski, but not far enough for Dressman to advance. 1-0 the count to Fisher. Fisher flew out to left and bounced into a fielder's choice. She's 0 for 2. That pitch outside corner evens the count up at 1-1 strike. Fisher set in the box, the 1-1 delivery. High pop-up. Shallow left field going out. Stevenson, she'll make the catch for out number 2. And that'll bring up Mariah Unverzad, who's 2 for 2 in the ball game. The starting pitcher for the Bruins. So a single, a sacrifice bunt, and a pop-out here in the 4th for the Bruins. That one skips up there, a ball to Unverzad. Singled in the first, was put out on a fielder's choice, and then singled and was left on in the 3rd. A.B. Yonner set in the circle. Here comes the 1-0 delivery. That's in there for a called strike. 1-1 the count. Here comes the 1-1 pitch to Unverzad. Little looper left field. That's going to drop in for a base hit. Dressman will come in to score as Unverzad 3 for 3 with a double and an RBI. And the Bruins come right back and score on the RBI double by Unverzad. Margaret Brown, the catcher, to the plate. First pitch in there for a called strike. So a 2-out double by Unverzad puts the Bruins back out in front 3-2. 0-1 the count to Brown, the catcher for the Bruins. 2 down. Swing and a miss. 0-2. 1 in the first, 1 in the second, 1 so far here in the 4th for Bellevue. Dickinson State, 1 in the second, 1 in the 3rd. That pitch wide for a ball, 1-2 the count. Danny Ramirez, the designated player, on deck. Yonner checks her wristband. Now she's set to go with the 1-2 delivery to Brown with Unverzad at second base. Swinging strike 3, and that will retire the side, but not before Bellevue puts another run on the board on 2 base hits. There were no errors and 1 runner left aboard. We head to the bottom of the 4th. It's Bellevue 3, Dickinson State 2. Back with more from Bravera Field in a minute.
Need a new car? Well, Dan is your man.
What do you mean I'm your man?
Well, you're the one that came up with the idea of free car washes for life.
That was a great idea. Look, here comes another one.
Da-da-da! Crime fighters to the rescue! Buy any vehicle from Dan Porter Motors and enjoy free car washes for life. Gonna need more bubbles.
Wait a second. Who's Bubbles?
Dan Porter Motors, baby approved, grown up guaranteed.
And events. ND Pharmacy in Dickinson and Williston. HealthMart.
Batting for the Blue Hawks, number 16, Vienna Meyer.
Vienna Meyer, Allie Farrington, and Izzy Kelly here in the 4th for Dickinson State. First pitch by Unverzat. Catches the top part of the plate. 0-1 the count to Vienna Meyer. Double and a run scored for Vienna. She and Allie Farrington had back-to-back doubles to put the Hawks on the board back in the 2nd inning. That pitch missed for a ball. 1-1 the count. 3-2 our score. Bottom of 4. Bellevue leads it over Dickinson State. Bellevue wins, will play a second game. If Dickinson State wins, they will capture the conference title as that pitch missed for a ball. 2-1 the count. Bellevue baseball was leading 8-6 in the bottom of the 7th inning at the Dakota Community Bank and Trust Ballpark, as that one fouled down the left field line, evens the count at 2-2. As we mentioned, we've got track and field just to the south of us at the Bijou Activity Center, so 4 conference championships will be decided in Dickinson today, with baseball, softball, men's and women's track and field. Ground ball right back up the middle off the leg of the pitcher and right to the second baseman, Chrisman. So that'll be a 1-4-3 put out as it went off the leg of Unverzat, but bounced right to Chrisman. So a fortunate bounce for the Bruins, an unfortunate bounce for the Blue Hawks. Allie Farrington, an RBI double on her ledger. Takes that first pitch on the outside corner for a called strike, 0-1. Izzy Kelly on deck for the Blue Hawks. They trail 3-2 here in the bottom of 4. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Bounding ball right to first base. McMurtry will field it. And it's a 3 unassisted, so quickly 2 up, 2 down. And Izzy Kelly, who struck out her first time up, will come to the plate. Kelly bluffs the bunt, pulls the bat back, takes the pitch high for a ball. Jessa Dugan on deck for Dickinson State. Here's the 1-0 delivery to Kelly with 2 down here for Dickinson State. Swing and a miss, evens the count up at 1-1. So the count 1-1 to the center fielder for Dickinson State. Lays down the bunt, foul, and I think that got Brown. Yes, it did. Brown will get up and walk it off. And she'll go out to the mound. The infield will come around her. And the home plate umpire will give Brown the chance to shake it off. So the count now 1-2 to Izzy Kelly with 2 down here in the 4th for Dickinson State. Vienna Meyer grounded out. 1-4-3. And then Allie Farrington, a 3 unassisted here in the fourth. As Bellevue has reclaimed the lead with a run here in the top half of the fourth inning. As this injury timeout continues, now we're set to go as Brown will come back behind the plate. And Izzy Kelly will step back in the box from the left side with a 1-2 count against her. Unverzat set to go with the 1-2 delivery to Kelly. Missed low and away for a ball. 2-2 the count. Bellevue with 1 in the first, 1 in the second. Dickinson State 1 in the second, 1 in the third. And then Bellevue with 1 in the top of the fourth. Ground ball foul up the first baseline. And the count remains 2-2. As McMurtry will get the ball back to Unverzat. And another 2-2 pitch. Low and inside, and the count goes full to Izzy Kelly. Flag still blowing pretty good out in left center field. 3-2 pitch. Caught the inside corner, and Kelly goes down looking. The second strikeout of the ball game for Kelly. The second strikeout for Unverzat. We're through 4 complete on the CHI St. Alexius House scoreboard. Bellevue 3 runs, 7 hits, no errors. Dickinson 2 runs, 5 hits, and 1 error. Back with more from Bravera Field in a minute.
Big Boy Toys.
At Infinity Real Estate Group, we go to great lengths to find the answers to most any questions our clients may have. We strive to do our best to personalize your buying or selling experience with firsthand knowledge.
Hey Ben, we love the house, but how's the hunting?
Actually, the hunting around here is great. I'd love to show you some spots.
When it's time to choose the team to represent you with all your real estate needs, choose Infinity Real Estate Group.
Rooster.
Experience the Infinity way.
Infinity Real Estate Group.
0-1 the count. Ramirez, McMurtry, and Egan here in the fifth with the Bruins up 3-2. Fly ball, right field, and going back a couple of steps is Dugan to make the catch for out number 1. And that'll bring up Bree McMurtry.
How about number 3, Bree McMurtry?
McMurtry 1 for 1 with an RBI. She had that 3-run home run that was called off when Ramirez missed the plate, so she's just credited with an RBI single. As that pitch low and away for a ball. McMurtry also walked in the ball game. Here's the 1-0 pitch. In there for a called strike. 1-1 the count. Glad to have you along on KDIX Radio. Consolidated TV here in southwestern North Dakota and on the Frontier Conference YouTube page. McMurtry with a fly ball down the left field line. Hustling over is Vienna Meyer for the catch. So F7 for McMurtry. That'll bring up Leslie Egan. She's 0 for 2.
Number 19,
Avianer, 1 strikeout, 2 walks. In 4 2/3 innings of work. It's given up 3 runs on 7 base hits. 2 of those runs are earned. That pitch in there for a called strike to Egan. Excuse me, that Yonner has 2 strikeouts. Here's the 0-1 delivery to Egan. Popped straight back to the net, and Egan quickly in a hole, 0-2. So 0-2 the count to Egan with 2 down. That pitch a little bit high for a ball, 1-2. Baseball there in the top of the 8th inning with Bellevue still leading Valley City State 8-6. And if that score would hold, they'd play a second game. Ground ball right to Kylie Hubby at third. Over to Farrington at first. It's a 5-3 putout, and for the first time this afternoon, the Bruins go 3 up, 3 down. We head to the bottom half of inning number 5. It remains Bellevue 3, Dickinson State 2. We're back in 1 minute.
We've got you. It's a pledge to make sure you're always taken care of. A pledge that your Touchstone Energy Cooperative honors each and every day. When it comes to keeping things running smoothly or getting them back on track when they're not, we've got you. Always.
The Hub in North Dickinson is more than your ordinary convenience store. From Godfather's Pizza and the Hub Cafe to gourmet coffee, tea, and more. Stop by early for breakfast or grab something to go. We carry a variety of donuts that we make fresh every day. If your vehicle is dirty, we now have a state-of-the-art car wash at both locations. Stop in and see what we have to offer at the Hub located on North Highway 22 or the Hub West Dakota Oil on East Villard in Dickinson. We're changing the way people think about the convenience store industry.
Aika Tajima pinch hitting for Jessa Dugan. Ground ball. Nice backhand stop. Long throw over. 1 pitch, 1 out. So Aika Tajima pinch hitting for Dugan. Grounds out to short. And that'll bring up Stockton Stevenson. She's 1 for 2 with a run scored. Stevenson bluffs the bunt, pulls the bat back, the pitch high for a ball. So 1 up, 1 down. Stevenson again bluffs the bunt and takes the pitch for a ball. 2-0 the count. Selena Wilharm on deck for Dickinson State. Stevenson, a bunt single, came in to score on the hit by Lejeski as that pitch up for a ball. 3-0 the count to Stevenson. On Verzat, 2 strikeouts, no walks in 4 1/3 innings in the circle. Here's the 3-1 delivery. Make it 3-2. Or excuse me, 3-0. Now it's 3-1. Here's the 3-1 delivery. Little high hopper, no play at third. And Stevenson, another infield single. She just bounced it off the turf. And the third baseman short didn't have a play. So Stevenson with another infield single. She's 2 for 3. And that'll bring up Selena Wilharm. Wilharm, 2 ground outs to the left side of the infield. To short in the first, to third in the third. And now she fouls it off her leg. 0-1 the count to Wilharm. So count 0-1 to Wilharm, make it 1-1. Stevenson took a couple of quick steps off the bag at first, but retreats back to the bag as the count 1-1 to Wilharm. Pitch high for a ball. 2-1 the count to Wilharm. Wilharm, a .384 hitter coming into today. Today she's 0 for 2. High fly ball. left field. Going back is Fiskus, and she'll make the catch for out number 2. That'll bring up Brooke Lejeski. Lejeski grounded out in the first, an RBI single in the third. Lejeski, the Hawks' leading hitter, .431, 10 homers, 59 RBI. High fly ball, deep left field, going back is Fiskus. She has no chance, and Brooke Lejeski has done it again. First pitch, she was all over it. Hit it right to left field. And that was a no-doubter. Home run number 11, RBIs number 60 and 61. Or make it 61 and 62, I should say. Well, that's why she's the player of the year in the Frontier Conference. Clutch 2-run double yesterday. And now a 2-run homer to put the Hawks up by a score of 4-3. And now Coach Cinnamon coming out to talk to the home plate umpire. I think we're going to get a pitching change, as Mariah Unverzat looks like she'll check out of the ballgame, or at least come out of the pitching position. And we'll tell you about the changes. The Blue Hawks have the lead for the first time. The 2-run homer by Brooke Lejeski, and the Hawks 4, the Bruins 3. Back with more from Bravera Field in 1 minute.
Saving money feels impossible when you're young, but Western Cooperative Credit Union is here to help. Our CU Succeed program gives you monthly interest payments, free checking, easy and secure online banking, and a 1% discount on a one-time loan. Plus, earn cash for being on the honor roll with our Good Grades program. Get started today at wccu.org. Western Cooperative Credit Union. Join the herd. Visit us today. Federally insured by NCUA.
West Dakota Oil and Fitterer Oil Company proudly offers products and services that help fuel our customers' lives with clean burning propane and bulk fuel and convenient on-site delivery with premium farm and road fuels. We provide energy where and when you need it most with locations.
Well, Carly Bertolini on in relief of Unverzat. First pitch to Kylie Hubby is a called strike. So 4 2/3 innings for Mariah Unverzat. Allowed 4 runs, all of them earned on 7 base hits, 2 strikeouts, no walks. Bertolini pops the glove, but it's a little bit high, 1-1 the count. And the count 1-1 to Hubby. Make it 1-2 as Bertolini dots the outside corner. 1 o'clock Mountain Time. You're listening to softball on KDIX, watching it on Consolidated Channel 18 and the Frontier Conference YouTube page as well, as that pitch missed for a ball, 2-2. Glad to have you along on a sunny afternoon in the Queen City. Wind blowing pretty good towards left field, as it has all day. The 2-2 pitch, there's a fly ball, going back, it's back-to-back dingers for Dickinson State as Kylie Hubby pulls it straight down the line. So Brooke Lejeski ended Mariah Unverzat's afternoon with a 2-run homer, and Kylie Hubby greets Carly Bertolini with a solo shot. Hubby now 2 for 3 with a double and a home run. And that'll bring up Octavia Meyer. So Dickinson State attacking with the power bat after the infield single by Stockton Stevenson. We've had back-to-back homers for Lejeski and Hubby. For Lejeski, that was her 11th home run of the season. For for Hubby. That's her 6th long ball as that one skips away from the catcher. Octavia Meyer 0 for 2, a pop out and a ground out. 1-0 the count to Meyer, the designated player for Dickinson State. Here's the 1-0 delivery. Missed for a ball, 2-0 the count. A 3-run 5th, and Dickinson State leads it by 2, 5-3. Here comes the 2-0 delivery from Bertolini. Missed inside. Nope, caught the corner. 2-1 the count. So for the 3rd game in a row, Dickinson State has had to come back from behind. As the 2-1 delivery coming, there's a fly ball. Shallow left field. Hustling in is Fiskus to make the catch for out number 3, but not before the Hawks come up with a 3-run 5th. They scored 3 runs on 3 base hits. There were no errors and nobody left aboard. We're through 5 complete on the CHI St. Alexius Health scoreboard. Dickinson State now leads it 5-3 over Bellevue University on the CHI St. Alexius Health scoreboard. Back to the 6th in 1 minute.
West Dakota Oil and Fitterer Oil Company proudly offers products and services that help fuel our customers' lives with clean burning propane and bulk fuel and convenient on-site delivery with premium farm and road fuels. We provide energy where and when you need it most with locations throughout Southwest North Dakota. West Dakota Oil and Fitterer Oil Company. Locally owned, locally strong. The products you need with the service you deserve.
Are you ready for summer fun and adventure? Spend an exciting time at Badlands Ministries just south of Medora, where you'll grow in faith and have the time of your life. For over 90 years, Badlands Ministries has provided a safe place for people of all ages and denominations to experience Christ's love. Take a leap of faith and enjoy the many activities from ropes courses, fun Bible studies, crazy games, hiking, swimming, campfires, songs, skits, and more. Call or go to badlandsministries.org. See you at camp.
Batting here in the 6th, takes the first pitch for a ball. Here's the 1-0 delivery. That one on the outside corner, evens the count at 1-1. Avianer through the first 5 innings, 2 strikeouts, 2 walks. Dickinson State with the lead for the first time, 5-3 on back-to-back homers in the bottom of the 5th. Foul tip on the check swing. 1-2. Give you a check of baseball. Bellevue leading in the top of the 9th, 8-6 over Valley City State. 1 on, 1 out for the Bellevue Bruins. So they try to force a second championship game. Check swing foul again by Garcia. Garcia, Short, and Crispin, the scheduled hitters for Bellevue. And now the Bruins softball team needs to rally to keep their season alive as the Cinderella of this tournament. And another check swing foul. 3 in a row. Garcia's checked her swing and had to go off the bat. So you mentioned earlier, Bellevue lost their opening game in walk-off fashion to Valley City State 5-3 in 8 innings, and then has rattled off 4 straight elimination game victories. There's a high pop-up. Foul territory. Farrington will come back into fair territory to make the catch, as that wind blew it back into fair territory, but Farrington stayed with it. And Garcia now 0 for 3. That'll bring up Savannah Short. Short 2 for 2 with a run scored. The third baseman for the Bruins. Here's the pitch. Missed for a ball, 1-0 the count. Emma Crispin on deck for Bellevue. Hope you've enjoyed our coverage of this tournament on KDIX and Consolidated with the Blue Hawks. As that pitch fouled, and the count goes to 1-1. And of course, those of you watching all over the world on the Frontier Conference YouTube page, hope you've enjoyed the coverage of baseball and softball, the past 4 days. Here's the 1-1 delivery to short. There's a little looper. Nice diving catch by the second baseman, Wilharm. That's just a little looper. And a nice play by Wilharm. Just a little looper, and Wilharm made the diving catch for out number 2. And that'll bring up Emma Crispin. Crispin, a sacrifice fly and an RBI and a sacrifice bunt. She has no official at bat this afternoon. Now she does as she grounds out to hubby, 5-3. So for the second inning in a row, Bellevue goes 3 up, 3 down. We head to the bottom of the 6th. It's Dickinson State 5, Bellevue 3. Back with more from the Frontier Conference Softball Championship game in the Queen City of Dickinson in 1 minute.
You have big dreams for your community. At Bravera, so do we. Giving back more than $1 million locally each year. It's something bigger than time and money. We give heart. Wearing bright yellow and lending a hand. It's not just giving back.
Watch your step.
It's building forward.
Nice and easy.
With local sponsorships and decision making, the impact is felt everywhere. It's who we are. Bravera. Let's forge ahead together.
Do you think Benny Paulson from Breaking 8 has only played 1 gig?
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for coming to my first gig. After this concert, I'm retiring.
Of course not. Whether you're in a band playing multiple gigs a week or a family running multiple devices in your house, you need the speed and reliability to keep up. Multi-gig speeds with no lag, no buffering, always running at maximum volume. Feel like a rock star and call Consolidated for the multi-gig speed you need to amp up your internet today.
Relief of Mariah Unverzat went the first 4 2/3. Here's the 0-1 delivery to Vienna Meyer. Skips up there for a ball. 1-1 the count. Baseball. Bellevue still leading 8-6. Fly ball right side and a nice catch by Egan in right field. Bruins baseball leading 8-6 in the top of the 9th. As Allie Farrington comes to the plate here at softball. Farrington 1 for 2 with a double and an RBI. First pitch to Farrington, inside corner for a called strike. Bruins have added a run in the top of the 9th, lead at 10-6. Actually added 2 runs, I should say. That pitch catches the inside corner. Nice pitch by Bertolini. 0-2 the count. Bellevue is still batting in the top of the 9th at baseball, leading 10-6. Good eye that time by Farrington as the count goes to 1-2. Farrington and Vienna Meyer have back-to-back doubles. Meyer first, then Farrington with the RBI double to put the Hawks on the board back in the 2nd. And Bertolini dots the inside corner, called strike, her first strikeout of the afternoon. Out number 2 for Dickinson State. That'll bring up Izzy Kelly. Nope, we're going to get a pinch hitter. And coming to the plate, Bailey Berg, the Dickinson High product, will bat for Izzy Kelly. So Bailey Berg getting an at bat here.
Hitting for the Bulldogs, number 24, Bailey Berg.
Bailey, a junior from Dickinson High, getting a pinch hitting opportunity here in the 6th. My guess is Kelly will re-enter in center. First pitch to Bailey Berg. Caught the inside corner. So Bertolini hit the inside corner against Farrington and now dots the inside part of the plate against Bailey Berg. Here's the 0-1 delivery. Popped up on the infield. Unverzat can't come up with the catch, and Bailey Berg aboard. Or excuse me, Bertolini couldn't come up with the catch. It was just a bit behind the rubber and towards short and went off her glove.
Number 31, Izzy Kelly.
Izzy Kelly will come back in and run for Berg. And that'll bring up Jessa Dugan. Or do we have another pinch hitter?
Number 23, Jessa.
No, Jessa Dugan back in. She's 0 for 1. Ayaka Tajima came in and pinch hit for Dugan back in the 5th, and then Dugan re-entered. Takes the first pitch, inside corner for a called strike. Well, Bertolini's done a nice job here in the 6th on the inside part of the plate to the left-handed hitting Farrington and the right-handed hitting Kelly and Dugan. Here's the 0-1 pitch. That one just missed the outside. 1-1 the count. So 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. That pitch skips up there. 2-1 the count. So 2-1 the count to Jessa Dugan here in the bottom of the 6th. Slap foul, and that'll get out of play. Evens the count at 2-2. Again, both here. And at baseball, a Bellevue win would force the second championship game. As the 2-2 delivery coming to Dugan from Bertolini. Missed away for a ball. Brown just held it there for a second, but it was a bit wide. So the count full to Jessa Dugan with Izzy Kelly running at first base. Bertolini with the windup, the 3-2 pitch. It's wide for a ball, and Dickinson State has their first walk of the ball game as Kelly will go to second. Dugan at first with the base on balls, and back to the top of the order. Stockton Stevenson 2 for 3. A bunt single and an infield single and a couple runs scored. Baseball, they're going to the bottom of the 9th with Bellevue leading Valley City State 10-6. Pitch inside corner again to Stevenson. So Bellevue added a couple of insurance runs at baseball in the top of the 9th. Now lead by 4. Here's the 0-1 delivery. Little looper, foul territory. Nice running play by Short, the third baseman, to retire the side and end the threat on an F5. So Dickinson State, no runs, no hits, 1 error, and there was 2 runners left aboard. We head to the 7th. It is Dickinson State 5, Bellevue 3. The Hawks just 3 outs away from capturing the inaugural Frontier Conference Softball Tournament Championship. We'll come back with the 7th in 30 seconds.
Banking is some of the most important things in your life, and banking at the right bank is very important. We're really proud of our bank because we have great people, and our people are what make our bank go. We always want to treat our customers right and do the best job we can for them, and try to do things to help make our communities better.
Well, Bellevue will have the top of the order here in the 7th. Caitlin Fisher, 0 for 3 in the ball game. A flyout, a fielder's choice, and a pop-out. Takes the first pitch from Aviana wide for a ball, 1-0 the count. 5-3 our score. Dickinson State leads it. Mariah Unverzat on deck. She's had a 3 for 3 afternoon. That's on the inside corner, 1-1 the count. Unverzat, 3 for 3 with an RBI. In the on-deck circle is Fisher, has a 1-1 count against her. As Aviana with the windup, the 1-1 delivery. Just missed the outside corner, 2-1 the count. Unverzat on deck, and the ground out will harm to Farrington. 4-3 the put out. And here comes Unverzat. Singled in the first, singled and stole a base in the third, and doubled in a run in the fourth. Unverzat, also the pitcher of record for Bellevue. She gave up the 2-run homer to Brooke Lejeski that gave the Hawks a lead of 4-3. First pitch from Yonner to Unverzat, high for a ball. Since that double by Unverzat, Yonner has not given up a base runner. She has retired 9 in a row. Outside corner evens the count at 1-1. Yonner set to go in the circle. Unverzat in the box. Here's the 1-1 delivery. Foul ball straight back to the net. Yonner has struck out 2 and walked 2 thus far. He's given up 3 runs, just 1 of them earned. And if you take that appeal back in the first inning off the board, as that one's fouled back, we'd be tied. As after McMurtry hit the 3-run homer, the second base runner, Danny Ramirez, missed home plate. Dickinson State appealed, and that took 2 runs off the board. So without that, we'd be even. Little looper check swing, and that's a base hit. Unverzat rounds first. She's going for 2. Here's the throw in, sliding in safely. Maria Unverzat, 4 for 4, 2 singles and 2 doubles, and that'll bring up the tying run to the plate for Bellevue. And the catcher, Marguerite Brown. Brown 0 for 2. A fielder's choice and a run scored, a walk and a strikeout. And that hit by Unverzat broke up the 9 in a row retired by Ava Yonner. 1-0 the count to Brown. Popped up, foul and out of play. 1-1 the count. Danny Ramirez, the designated player, on deck for the Bruins. Count 1-1 to the catcher for Bellevue. Yonner, long look at her wristband, now time at the plate, called by Brown. Valley City State has put 2 runners on with 2 outs in the bottom of the 9th at baseball. High pop-up, and Stevenson right behind the second base bag for out number 2. So the Hawks 1 out away from capturing the Frontier Conference tournament title. They, of course, were the regular season champions, going 24-4 in the conference. That'll bring up Danny Ramirez. Doubled, ground out, and a fly out. Here's the first pitch. And that's going to drop in for a base hit. As the throw comes in, it's cut off. And Ramirez with the RBI single as Unverzat comes in to score for the first time. And the tying run now at first base is Ramirez with her second base hit and her first RBI. And that will bring up McMurtry. McMurtry had that home run taken off her ledger. She gets credit for an RBI single. Walked and flew out, and now we're going to get a visit to the mound. As a full conference with a quorum in the circle as the infielders coming in. Coach Fleury coming out, and also coming out, assistant coach Dallas Mitchell, and now Coach Fleury goes back to the dugout, and Coach Mitchell goes back to the dugout. Well, Valley City State has scored in the bottom of the 9th to make it 10-7 with runners at second and third, and the tying run at the plate with 2 outs. So McMurtry to the plate, 1 for 2 with an RBI. 2 down for the Bruins First pitch inside corner for a called strike, as Yonner looking for the complete game victory this afternoon and send the Hawks to the national tournament. Here's the 0-1 delivery. Swing and a miss, as Yonner took a little off on that. McMurtry out in front, 0-2. Here's the delivery. High for a ball, 1-2 the count. Tying run at first for the Bruins as we play here in the top of 7. 5-4. This Danny Ramirez drove in Maria Unverzat to make it a 5-4 ball game. Bounding ball, Hubby with it over to first, and the Hawks are the Frontier Conference champs on the 5-3 putout. 1 run on 2 base hits. There were no Dickinson errors and 1 runner left aboard. Your final on the CHI St. Alexius Health scoreboard. Dickinson State will win it 5-4. The Blue Hawks 5 runs on 8 base hits. They committed 1 error. For Bellevue, 4 runs on 9 base hits and 1 error. For Bellevue, they dropped to 25-29 on the season. For Dickinson State, they win their 40th game of the year. They go to 40-12 and extend that winning streak to 24 in a row. Ava Yonner, your winning pitcher, she will improve to 11-2 on the year, and Maria Unverzat will be tabbed with the loss. She goes to 8-9. But Ava Yonner with the complete game victory as the Hawks win it over Bellevue by a final of 5-4. And the Blue Hawks will head to the national tournament. They'll find out Wednesday where they're going. Of course, they have the pods across the country. The closest pods to the Frontier Conference, there's 2 out in Oregon, 2 in Oklahoma, and 1 in Louisiana. Now, not saying that's where Dickinson State will go, but those would be the closest spots for Dickinson State would be Oregon, Oklahoma, or Louisiana, but we'll find out on Wednesday evening. But again, Dickinson State wins it. The first ever Frontier Conference Tournament Championship, 5-4. The Hawks win it over a very valiant 6-seeded Bellevue, who fought off 4 loser out round games, 2 on Friday, 2 on Saturday to get to today's matchup. But they come up just 1 run shy as Dickinson State wins it 5-4 on the CHI St. Alexius Health scoreboard. We'll take a 3-minute timeout, then we'll come back and wrap things up from the Frontier Conference softball tournament at Bravera Field on the campus of Dickinson State University. Back with our post-game report in 3 minutes.
Need a new car? Well, Dan is your man.
What do you mean I'm your man?
Well, you're the one that came up with the idea of free car washes for life.
That was a great idea. Look, here comes another one.
Da-da-da! Crime Fighters to the rescue! Buy any vehicle from Dan Porter Motors and enjoy free car washes for life. Gonna need more bubbles.
Wait a second. Who's Bubbles?
Dan Porter Motors, baby approved, grown up guaranteed.
Look at those girls over there. That's the look, those
Roger Turnus will now present the trophy. Your 2026 Frontier Conference Softball Champions, the Dickinson State Blue Hawks.
Afternoon by a score of 5-4. Well, it wasn't easy for the Hawks throughout the tournament. They did win by the 8-run rule in 5 innings against Dakota State, 14-4. But then against Bismarck State, fell behind 5-0 after the first half inning and rallied to win 10-6. And then yesterday in the winners bracket against Providence, they defeated Providence 8-7 on a walk-off double by Brooke Lejeski. And then today, Bellevue led it 2-0 after an inning and a half. Dickinson State scored one in the bottom of the second, one in the bottom of the third to tie it. Bellevue took the lead back in the top of the fourth at 3-2. Then Dickinson State, Brooke Lejeski, a 2-run homer, gave the Hawks the lead at 4-3. And then Kylie Hubby hit a solo homer to make it 5-3. And then Bellevue got a RBI single by Danny Ramirez that scored Maria Unverzat to make it 5-4. But then Ava Yonner got the ground out from Bree McMurtry to end the ball game by a score of 5-4. And we mentioned it before, Bellevue had a 3-run homer in the top half of the first inning, taken off the board as the second base runner missed the plate, and Dickinson State appealed, which erased the second and third runs. So you put those 2 runs on the board, and it's 6-5, and we're going to the bottom of the 7th. But you can't put the runs on the board, and Dickinson State wins it this afternoon by a final of 5-4. 5 runs on 8 hits and 1 error for Dickinson State. Bellevue 4 runs, 9 hits, and 1 error. For Ava Yonner, she goes the distance. She struck out 2. She walked 2, allowed 4 runs. 3 of them were earned, and she ends the ball game giving up 9 hits and 4 runs, 3 of them earned. With the victory, Yonner improves to 11-2. For Bellevue, the loss will go to Maria, Carly Bertolini. They give her the loss. Actually, it should be Maria Unverzat with the loss, because she gave up the 2-run homer to Brooke Lejeski that gave Dickinson State the lead at the time. Unverzat 4 2/3 innings, 4 runs, all of them earned on 7 base hits. She didn't walk a batter, and she struck out 2. Offensively for the Bellevue Bruins, and Maria Unverzat 4 for 4, 2 doubles and RBI, and a run scored. Danny Ramirez had a couple of base hits. She also drove in 2 runs in the ball game, and Savannah Short had a couple of base hits and a run scored. For Dickinson State, well, leading the way, the middle of their order, the number 3 hitter, Brooke Lejeski. She went 2 for 3 with 3 RBIs, and she had the 2-run homer and an RBI single for Dickinson State. And Stockton Stevenson at the top of the order went 2 for 4 with 2 runs scored. The offensive leaders for both Dickinson State and Bellevue University. But Dickinson State, well, they find a way to win it. Hang on for the 5-4 victory over Bellevue University to capture the first ever Frontier Conference Softball Tournament Championship, and they win their 24th consecutive game and improve to 40-12. Bellevue has their season come to an end at 25-29. But what a great run for Bellevue. A walk-off loss to open things up to Valley City State, 6-5 in 8 innings. Came back and beat Mayville State, beat Bismarck State, beat Valley City State, and beat Providence to keep their season alive and get into today's championship game, but came up just a little bit short by a score of 5-4. Dickinson State wins it. We've got one more timeout, a 30-second break from ND Pharmacy, and back with our player of the game in a half minute.
Big Boy Toys.
Afternoon and Championship Sunday here in the Queen City for softball here at Bravera Field, baseball out at Dakota Community Bank and Trust Ballpark in South Dickinson, and track and field going on over at the Bijou Activities Center as women's and men's track and field champs will be tagged for this afternoon and this evening just across the berm at the Bijou Activities Center. We're going to kill a little time. Rod was going to go see if he could catch up with Coach Fleury and have her come up and give us a few words as Dickinson State won it this afternoon 5-4. Again, Bellevue, as we mentioned, lost 6-5 in the opening round in a walk-off to Valley City State in 8 innings. Then the Bruins beat Mayville State 5-3, topped Bismarck State 8-4, beat Valley City State 3-0, and then beat Providence yesterday 7-3. So they beat the 7, 4, 3, and 2 seeded teams and fell to the top seed in Dickinson State 5-4. But our ND Pharmacy player of the game, well, we're going to go up to the player of the conference in the Frontier Conference as Brooke Lejeski went 2 for 3, grounded out in the first, RBI single in the third, and then the 2-run homer in the fifth to give Dickinson State the lead at 4-3, and then Kylie Hubby followed with a solo homer to make it 5-3, and Dickinson State hangs on for the victory by a score of 5-4 as the Blue Hawks, the inaugural Frontier Conference champions, as they win it this afternoon 5-4, and Brooke Lejeski is our player of the game, and of course Ava Yonner will pick up the victory in the circle for Dickinson State as she improves to 11-2. Rod's going to talk to Coach Fleury as the Blue Hawks, the conference champions in the Frontier Conference. And here's Rod with Coach Fleury.
Thanks, JD. We'll bring you back in and you can wrap it up. But Coach Fleury, first of all, congratulations. What a weekend of softball it was. I mean, you had nail biters, you had games that you put away, games that you had to come back from. Just some thoughts overall in this tournament and the way the girls performed, or ladies performed.
Yeah, I mean, it was great. It was fun to be a part of, and our kids knew coming in all year that beating a team 4 times, playing a team 5, 6, 7 times is tough. So for us to come out and play the way we did, you know, we knew we were going to give up some runs, but we just had to play some good defense and get hits when we needed to, and we were able to do that.
Talk a little bit about today's game. This was a Bellevue team that came in well under 500, lost the first game, then won 4 games in a row, tried to make it 5 today. They were a gritty group, and you had to be on your best game today, and you got to really talk about gritty performance from Ava Yonner on the mound, and girls you go to, Brooke and Kylie came through in the clutch for you.
Yeah, I mean, obviously Bellevue's record probably doesn't define them as a team. They've fought all year and have gone through some adversity and injuries and stuff, but they showed up for the tournament, lost a close one to Valley City State, and had their backs against the wall, and you got to give them credit and tip their hat. They're a great team. They have history within their program. They know how to play the game. They're coached right. They do the right things. So, congratulations to Michaela for getting to where she's at, even after the season that they've had. And so, they came out swinging in the first inning. Some technical things that ended up going our way, missing home plate. But early on in the season, we had a team do that and saw it on film. And I talked to our catcher, and so every home run, she was making sure every kid was touching the plate. And I guess for a reason, it happened in the first part of our season, and we were able to learn from it and helped us get 2 runs off the board early in that inning. But you got to tip their hat. They kept our batters off balance. We just got some hits when we needed to. Big home run by Brooke, then a back-to-back home run with Kylie Hubby.
Hey, I remember sitting here in late March, and it was cold, and you were playing Providence, and you split the doubleheader. Why has this team improved so much? I mean, they came from about 500 to start the conference season, then I think, what's this, 24 in a row now that you have won. What makes this team go? As a coach, what do you look at? What is it?
Yeah, I think, just something that clicked for us. We were able to do all sides of the ball. We knew we had speed. We knew we had a little power. We knew we could play defense and pitch pretty well. So early on in the season, we weren't doing those things all at the same time. And I guess championship teams find a way to do all those things to win some games. And it started just clicking for us, and we kind of just had short-term memories. We kind of looked at one game at a time in front of us rather than the whole picture. We're a young group too. We got 10 freshmen. And I think early on we were still kind of just trying to figure out our roles, where we stood in the lineup and on the field. And the kids really just bought into those roles, believed into the process that us coaches put in front of them. As a coach, you look really good when you tell them to do something and it works for them, and then they start believing you a little bit. So then they think you know what you're talking about. So I think some of those things happened, and they, like I said, we just haven't looked back, and excited for them. Most importantly, they've earned this, every bit of it. And my coaching staff has done a great job, and I got to tip my hat to them. And just the scouts and figuring out everything. And like I said, when we're playing teams 5 times, sometimes they see your pitchers a lot. So just trying to keep pitchers off or batters off balance, and tip my hat to my coaching staff for what they've bought into the system as well.
Hey, name those assistant coaches. We don't give them enough credit.
I know I don't, and so I just try
you
to.
Do,
but
we don't.
You got Todd Johns, who's been through a lot of these with us. Bryant Mary, who's a young kid that he does all the numbers, and he watches a lot of film and figures out where hitters are going to hit. And then you got Dallas Mitchell and Alexa Capel, who both played for me. So. It's taken a lot of work on our coaching staff side, too, to understand and figure out our roles and where we're at and what we're doing. So, again, tip my hat to them, and, proud of them as well.
Coach Fleury, you've had a decade and a half as a head coach. I don't know, I'm sure you've had exciting wins and great seasons, but I don't know if you had more. You won your 500th game. You were Coach of the Year. You had Player of the Year. You had Pitcher of the Year. And again, like we said, you won 40 games this season. That's just an amazing run. And you probably sit back and on your way to Nationals and think about it, and I know you're not right now, but you got to be proud of this group.
Yeah, I mean, I'll keep it simple, and it's been a special year, and we'll just keep hoping to keep it special.
What happens now? Give us a little tease on when they announce who you go, where you go.
I don't know what happens now. I mean, we just keep playing. We're not getting a lot of love at the NAI level and across the country. So, if we're the kids from Dickinson, North Dakota, on a 24-game winning streak, and we show up at an opening round, we're just going to put our best foot forward. Hopefully, they'll take us lightly, and we'll be able to make some noise and keep representing our university.
Well, the question I got asked most by people when I was up here floating around is, they don't have to win the tournament to get to the Nationals, and I said, I don't know, but I think they might have to, and I think you were kind of in that situation, weren't you?
Yeah, we definitely had to. This was our, only opportunity to get an at-large bid or an AQ bid. Like I said, going back to how the rankings and RPI and all these analytical things, we can get into that they don't make sense to me. I'm just coaching softball, trying to win some softball games, but to somebody else it makes sense, so we'll just keep it at that.
Well, Coach Fleury, you did a hell of a job. Your team did a hell of a job, and congratulations on a great season, and keep it going. Thank you for coming up, too, really. I know a lot of people want to grab you and talk to you, so thank you for the time. All right. Jimmy Dahl, I'm going to slide this mic over there, give you that mic. I'm going to flip.
Okay, thanks, Rod. As we wrap things up again, Dickinson State, their 24th consecutive victory to go to 40-12 on the season. Bellevue has their season come to an end at 25-29. And Dickinson State, as Coach Fleury said, will have to sit back and wait and see where the NAI will send them. As I mentioned earlier, the closest spots to Dickinson that are hosting those pods would be there's 2 of them in Oregon, 2 of them in Oklahoma, and 1 in Louisiana. Now, I'm not saying that that's one of the spots where Dickinson State will end up, but those are the closest positions to Dickinson State for those opening round tournaments. They have some 4 teams, some 5 teams in double elimination competition in the first round of the national tournament. What a heck of a run for Dickinson State. They opened the tournament 14-4 in 5 innings over Dakota State, rallied from an early 5-0 deficit to beat Bismarck State in the second round 10-6, had a 2-run double in the bottom of the 7th, a walk-off victory with the double by Brooke Lejeski to beat Providence yesterday 8-7, and then Brooke Lejeski and Kylie Hubby went back-to-back to give the Hawks the lead at 5-3 in the 5th. And then Ava Yonner shut out Providence in the 6th, gave up a run in the 7th, and the Hawks hang on for the 5-4 victory. Well, we hope you enjoyed our coverage of Dickinson State baseball and softball here on KDIX and Consolidated Channel 18. We hope you enjoyed the coverage of the baseball tournament and the softball tournament on the Frontier Conference Facebook, or rather YouTube channel. And of course, baseball, they've got a second game upcoming as Bellevue beat Valley City by a score of 10-7 in the first game to force a second championship game. So Bellevue baseball still has a chance to win the conference championship. They already know that they'll be in the national tournament, but Coach Monlix and the Bruins baseball team would like nothing better than to add a tournament championship game to their regular season title in the Frontier Conference. So that'll wrap things up for Rod Klein, myself, Jim Dahl, along with Tristan Storer, who's back at the studio, Trace Wells, and the great folks with Consolidated. That'll wrap things up from Bravera Field on the campus of Dickinson State University, where your Blue Hawks are the first ever Frontier Conference softball champions as they beat Bellevue University by a score of 5-4. So that wraps things up from Bravera Field. For KDIX Radio Sports, I'm Jim Dahl. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday from KDIX.